What's up, gods and goddesses? Today's video, I'm just going to be showing you as a early to mid game player. I want to show you the teams that I'm currently using, and I'm just going to show you the box real quick of what the times are, but also like the Dragons team, because the safety isn't there, I do take out Crow and I put in Bella. So I just want to show some of the early game players. If you don't have all the bees, knees, and the cat's meows, little something else that you can use while we're doing these dungeons. And we'll also be doing Steel Widow as well as the Punisher's dungeon as well, okay? Currently in Giants, this is the team that I'm using. It's not too shabby, but I will admit this team is only around a 75-80% win rate, because of the fact when that Giant does hit, he does kind of hit like a brick. Some people have said, you know, transfer over for more HP, but I would say based on your room quality, you're gonna put the team together the way you can, of course, you know what I'm saying? But let's go back to this one. Let's give it a run. Let's see how it does. There you have it. At least there goes one of the teams. The Giant team, that Crow at the end was beautiful. I think you all saw that I got a little bit scared when Lucian and Lauren got clapped really hard. But luckily, the tankiness was there and they were able to survive. That's no good. Moving on. Yes, just for everyone's eyes. I have a Lucian broken. A little bit more HP. I swapped out the... Oh, no, I didn't. Ooh. Shows you how much I know about my account. So this is my second Lucian, not my first Lucian. Second Lucian's a little tankier, but we still got crit rate and crit damage. It could always be better, but once again, just utilizing the runes that I had available now. Now with Lauren, I did a lot of HP, but for the most part, I wanted her to be fast enough that she would constantly get a chance to get it. And with Violet, it's even tastier with some decently high accuracy. So, I mean, her defense, I will admit, very low, but for the most part, I just went for HP. I'm not gonna lie to nobody. Speed, HP, HP. Speed, accuracy, HP, substats for the most part. Now, this is my Fran once again. Speed, HP, HP. Thicker than a Snicker. Once again, violent energy just to be heavy enough. And some of these runes aren't even viable, but it works. And these are the Lauren and Fran runes that I use throughout all dungeons if I use them. I haven't changed anything yet. Okay, now Sigmaris, not bad, not bad. I will admit I focus more on the damage, but for attack, crit damage attack, it's really not too bad, and it definitely does what I needed to do. She claps really good, and then of course I do have one artifact on her, just something, the increased damage. It's just a little something. It helps out a little bit here, but also helps out a little bit more in Dragons. And of course, the damage dealer of the group, the real damage dealer of the group. Not skilled up, mind you, not even skilled up. But if you check out this man, good HP, nice and tanky, moderate attack. The attack could be better. Pretty much no speed. Currently on attack, crit damage attack, or attack crit damage HP, because he needs to be a little bit tankier. He is a faster unit to run in my Giants team, but to be safer, I do sometimes go with Bella for an additional strip, as well as additional heals and a buff, a boost, an attack bar boost as well. English is hard. Alright guys, I am not gonna lie, this is one of my worst dungeons, I will easily say, just because that dragon hits hard. That dragon hits hard. But at the current moment in time, I am going on with this team. This is pretty much a keep the Articuno alive. You know what I'm saying? Keep Sigmaris alive and this team will do wonders. Without Sigmaris, it's going to do bad. Without Fran, it's going to do bad. There's a lot of things that equate to this team working and not working. But for me, this is my most consistent team. On this one, I do usually use Crow for the faster, so you'll see that 2-minute time is with Crow because of the giant nuke. But with Crow, that is around a 75% win rate, while this one's still around 90-85% win rate. Here we have a bit tanky, 100% crit rate, decently fast. He could be faster on speed, crit rate, and HP. I do know some of those runes do need to get changed out once I get the better ones, but for the time being, it does work. And with the artifact that inflicts an additional amount of attack as well as more speed, the less HP I have, the faster I go, the more I get to boost up the team. So it's very useful. Bella was one I didn't show earlier. This is what Bella's on focus with some Vile. I want her to take as many turns as possible. The tankiness could be tankier, I will admit, but I kind of risked it for the biscuit for more defense and for more accuracy. The speed was higher, but I lowered it down just so like all this set can specifically fit, because I just want Bella to have the opportunity to get multiple attacks off. That's what I'm talking about. Now, what I was saying earlier, it's the same thing. It's like, yes, it is decently slow. With Crow in there, the damage is very much so more noticeable. And the run is definitely faster. Okay, now Necro, I can't even lie. I feel like Necro is the easiest dungeon to do that is of the regular dungeons. Of course, from Dragon's Giant and Necro is the easiest one. I will say I didn't change a single rune. Decently mediocre, like I said, early to mid game, myself, like this works for me. Now before they did all these changes and updates, speed, crit damage, attack, before they did all these updates, I will admit, this was, I had a better time here than I've ever had in Dragons. Attack, crit damage, attack. You know what I'm saying? Just for damage. Oh no, they're just very similar. But yes, going for the multiple turns, of course. And now this is my R5 Colleen. I don't do JB5, I do regular R5. We're on some speed, defense, HP, and as you can see, the defense isn't even completed yet, but it works perfectly fine for me, and it works fantastic in R5. Let's give it a run. once again, only changed out one person. A little slower than usual, but that was because Fran got stunned, I believe in the mid boss, and then like her heal didn't come up, so her extra attack boost didn't hit anybody. So I mean, like I say, the RNG is there, but my most successful team, I'm pretty sure a lot of people are not having a problem with this dungeon, but I just wanted to show you the team that I use, and maybe it'll help somebody out. God, the whole thing that's based around is this gentleman right here. Zinc with his third skill, the anti-buff, it's going to be delicious. I actually had a wonderful artifact drop while I was doing this for Darkness. For the Wind dungeon, reducing the damage by 10%, delicious. Speed while under an ability, beautiful. If you get stunned, I'm getting out of that stun faster. Increased speed effects, we have a verti-heal boosting, that's going to give us a tad bit more, we're going to be faster. And defense proportionate to lost HP, he is a defensive unit. You give me more HP, I'm more dangerous, baby. I'm sorry. Zinc the God, ladies and gentlemen. Goes the dynamite, baby. Like I said, as long as Zinc's attack has it's a 3-time hitter. It's a 3-hitter. So you have 3 opportunities to land the anti-buff, correct? Now, the one blessing part about it is that if you do not happen to have a Zinc, if you have a Dark Mystic Witch, if you have an Argon, if you have what's that garbage unit? Ergar, you know, the Dark Vampire Lord. There are options. You have options. Now, if you want to go more pay to win, bring out the Pong Beck, bring out the Chiwu. You know what I'm saying? You have options. You have options. I try to stay away from using any Nat 5s in these dungeons. If you can't do it with your 3 stars, I just feel you need to get your room quality up. Now, with that being said, this next dungeon, okay, so this I would have to say used to be the hardest, and as you can see, this is definitely not free to play. Wusa, I just needed another pseudo heal. I needed a mass amount of HP unit to survive, to give us the immunity, just to help us out a little bit more. So I will admit, this is not the best, but this is my forever team. I call it that because it takes forever, but it rarely ever, I think it's failed one time in the last 3 days. Gave him the HP rune for sustainability. Him having that lack of HP was very detrimental, because before I believe he only had around 3,600, and I was getting clapped. So now with that little bit of extra tankiness, he's actually able to function a little bit more. We didn't lose any crit rate or the crit damage, so that's still there. The team up is still there. And also, found this little bad boy. The team up gets an additional 3% damage taken from light -13. That was the biggest thing that made me say, Crow. that's one thing about this dungeon, I will admit. For the most part, a lot of people, about mid-game or even early game, I see a lot of different comps that have been used. The number one comp that I've been seeing used the most is a dotting comp and a forced turn. You know what I'm saying? And because of the fact that we're only allowed to have one homunculus, I'm not using 300 crystals to swap over the homunculus or whatever it may be at the current moment in time. I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember off the top. But like, originally I had the wind homunculus. Then I changed it to the water one to do TOA hard. Now I don't rarely even use it in TOA hard, but I am also not trying to use my crystals to change them to fire. We're not going to go through all that. I'd rather use the crystals to continue farming right now, because with the new content, this is going to be a little bit harder than usual. And right now, like I said, this team works perfectly fine. The only thing is that it does take a while. But at least I know this is 99.99. I prefer a more successful run than I'll ever care about a speed run. Unless Comtuos wants to implement giving us, if you break a minute, you get a regular scroll. If you break 30 seconds, you get an L&D scroll. If they can do that for us, then I'll actually care about speed runs. Until then, I don't see the reward of actually forcing myself, giving myself that headache of trying to speed up everybody just to do a run. Patience is a virtue, gods and goddesses. And you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, all we can do is our best. That's all we can do. So these are the units I use. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. If you use different teams, please let me know. Like, this is educational. This is just, us sharing some information. This is what I use. Let me know what you think. If you like what you see, don't be shy to subscribe. Don't forget to meet us up over on twitch.tv/Nellythegod if you want to catch a stream. But for me, that's going to be it. Peace and blessings. I'll catch you on the mountaintop soon. Bye.